Hey gang, it's me. I hope that you're having an awesome day. I know it's been a little while since I've given you an update on Online Course Schoool. Mainly, I've been a little bit busy trying to get things sorted out and figured out and all of those things, but I actually want to start creating more of these videos just to keep you guys updated. And then also, as I build out Online Course Schoool, I want to kind of do this out in the open as opposed to going in my little digital cave or whatever. It's not digital cave, but real cave, and then building something and then kind of emerging and being like, "Hey guys, this is what I built." So that's the purpose of these videos, and then also just to give you a little bit of encouragement as well as share tips and strategies and stuff that I'm thinking through. So, three big pieces of news. So, the very first one is that we have our alpha group for Online Course Schoool ready to go. We have 8 colleagues that are going to be going through this alpha group starting in mid-September for 8 weeks. And we're basically going to take their online course from an idea to validating the course to actually coming up with the lessons and the modules to actually planning all of those out, to me sharing how do you actually record an online course video, how do you record videos like this, what's the gear involved and all of that stuff. And then we're going to be wrapping up by talking about webinars and some of the lessons that I've learned from doing, 80 live webinars since 2015, and also just how to do evergreen webinars and all of that kind of stuff. And then we're going to wrap up by talking about a what's called like a beta launch or a seed launch. And so I'm really excited for this group. These are colleagues. So with Online Course, I specifically made it for therapists that want to create an online course, but don't know where to get started. And the reason is, one is this is my people, this is my tribe, and this is who I want to just help and serve. And I know that many of us want to create an online course, especially in the midst of this pandemic. I think many of us are re-examining what we want our careers to look like and where we want our income to come from. So I thought it would just be fun to do it a live experience. So in terms of planning and all of these things, we're going to go through this live cohort here in the fall. And my hope is to launch the first sort of beta group or the founders group for Online Course Schoool in the spring. I'm probably like an over planner, but because this is such a heavy lift, it felt really important to do this alpha group and then do a founders group as well. And then, which brings me to my second piece of news, which is I got accepted into Maven's Accelerator program. So Maven is a platform that is built for cohort-based courses. So they are building this out. It includes things like sales pages, community access, all of this stuff. And Maven was created by the founder of Alt MBA, and then I believe the co-founder of Udemy, and then one of the other, like sort of the third person that's helping, I believe was like employee number one at Venmo, and then yeah, he ended up building something, and I believe that got sold to Google. So Maven's this platform, and they've, I was reading some of the articles on it, and they just got like a $20 million Series A funding round. So I think this is like really exciting. And so what they do is they have these like 3-week accelerators for people who want to create a cohort-based course. And I have a decent amount of experience with like a digital course, but not really much experience with the cohort course. And that was part of my rationale for applying. So they ended up getting like 3,000 applications. I think they mentioned a little over 3,000 for 100 slots. And this is going to be like a little bit vulnerable, but initially when I had applied, I started going through it, did the initial application, and then there was like some other information that I needed to submit. And I convinced myself that I didn't need that the accelerator didn't make sense for me because I just was doing the live cohort. I felt like maybe that was going to be a little bit too much. which was actually a legitimate thing. But then come to find out, I was able to kind of fit it into my schedule and in a way that didn't feel overwhelming. But the bigger thing is, I started going through the application, and I knew like this is a big, like, Maven's considered the gold standard of online courses, and I felt like, man, why would they accept me? And I just had all these like fears and doubts. And I've shared this with you guys like before, but I've often struggled with just finding my voice and being like self-conscious of my voice. And just through, I know that many of us are like wounded healers. And one of the things that I often like in my history is that I've often felt like I had these like creative ideas, but like the people that I was hoping would support me weren't as supportive. And so I just kind of stopped applying for the Maven thing because I kind of just convinced myself maybe like, why would they accept me, right? But come to find out about 2 weekends ago, they were actually hand reviewing all the applications, and they personally reached out and they were like, oh my gosh, we love what you're doing. This is such a needed like space, and we want to have you as part of the cohort if if you have the bandwidth. And I don't know, it's just such a beautiful moment. It's just, you work so hard for something, right? And I know you guys understand that, and just to feel like you're appreciated. So I'm really looking forward to being part of this cohort. I think more than anything, it will give me access to resources, to people, to make Online Course School like so awesome. And I already have like so many ideas just thinking through it. And so many of like big entrepreneurs like Pat Flynn has gone through that Maven Accelerator. Tiago Forte, who does Build a Second Brain, has also gone through that accelerator as far as I know. So just really excited just to learn, and I want to soak up as much information as I can, and that way I'm equipped to be able to help you guys out. And then the final piece of news is that there's going to be a community to Online Course School, and I went back and forth about whether it was going to be on Facebook or not. And I mean, you guys know the struggles of being on Facebook, the distractions and all of that stuff, and then sometimes you see a Facebook post, other times you don't. We're kind of at the mercy of Facebook's algorithms. And I just decided, hey, I'm not going to do all that, because I would rather have like a database where we are like learning and thinking through online courses. And then I also wanted the ability to create almost like sub communities within a larger community. So for example, with Online Course School, we're going to have like a community for just your online course sales page, right? Where you can post your sales page, you can give and get feedback and all of these things. And then over time, we'll have a nice repository of a bunch of different sales pages and the feedback that's been given. And then it'll make the sales page process creation so much easier. So I'm building out the community on Circle, circle.so. And this is a platform that a lot of online course creators, and specifically cohort-based creators, use. And so really excited for that. And this is still really new. And yeah, that's it on my end. And I've been prepping all these lessons and wanting to like make them dynamic, interactive, and all of these things. And next week, I'm going to be reaching out to these 8 students to kind of get them onboarded, to make sure. One of the things that we're doing is like setting up each member with an accountability buddy to go through the online course creation process. So you have the big group support, and then you have like one-on-one support as well. And yeah, just so excited to share these things with you, and grateful just for the trust that you have in me. I do not take this lightly at all, and just am so humbled by that responsibility. If you think you might want to be a part of the founders group for Online Course School, you can download the A to Z online course guide over at sellingthecouch.com/online course guide. And then in the spring, what we'll do is we'll send out a list. And my vision, at least right now, is not, each cohort is not going to be like a huge size. Max 20 people is what I'm envisioning That way I can sort of help you guys on a more individual level, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, have a great rest of your day, and thanks. Bye.